Gotta be cool, baby. You know what I'm saying? Jump out your car in the middle of the street. Open up the trunk, let the bass beat. Go ahead. Go ahead. You gotta walk up in the club, put it. I like that booty. You know where to put it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now, mama, you look so professional. I'm following you, sweating you. I can't believe I'm doing what I'm doing. What is wrong with my head? Go ahead. Cause baby, I like how you work. It, I'm watching you, you twerking it. I'm trying to get you out of this club and get you off in my bed. Go ahead. Yeah. Now let me see that booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now let me see that booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work. Left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. Show up, show up, show up, show up, boom, show up, show up, show up, boom. False. Black car, black rim, black shirt, black Tim, Let go, baby, keep on doing what you do. Let go, baby, keep on doing what you do. Holy moly, look at her, she got the boots, with the fur, Let go, baby, keep on doing what you do. Let go, baby, keep on doing what you do. Now, mama, I can see that thong on you, the DJ play this song for you. I'm trying to drive my stick shift all over the curves. Say word. If you keep playing with my fitted, we gon' get it. Girl, I represent the nap before a click, so I know that you heard. Say word. Now let me see that booty work, 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 booty work. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now let me see that booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work. Left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. Show up, show up, show up, show up, yeah. Show up, show up, show up. Girl, it must be a crime to be as fine as you. You know exactly what I'm trying to do. You see me? I'm trying to keep it jumping. Girl, I got a Chevy with hydraulics and you reminding me of it. Up and down, girl, you know what's that? Crown of applause. Keep that booty clapping. Them other girls lacking what you packing. And you got them embarrassed by what you got from your parents. I'm trying to see them shorts, spread apart. I ain't coming up short, Kevin Hart. Now take off. Come on, baby, keep on doing what you're doing. Take off. Come on, baby, keep on doing what you're doing. Move your feet, cut a rug. Put your hands up if you the baddest in the club. Take off. Come on, baby, keep on doing what you're doing. Girl, I'm trying to get you next to me, but first you gotta let me see that booty work, 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 booty work. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now let me see that booty work, booty work, booty work, booty work. Left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. Show up, show up, show up, show up, boom. Show up, show up, show up, boom.
Hey, here we go again, folks. ITI, I'ma show you how to do this, son. Hey. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Ball on these suckers, shout it, look at it, now do it, do it, do it, what you waiting for? Do it, I'ma do it, do it, what you waiting for? Do it, what you you waiting for? Do it. Now let me hear you say, big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. All on these suckers, shout it, lose not an option. Now do it to the maximum. Take it while you asking them. Don't listen to them sucker when they say you too irrational. I said I was king and them lanes started laughing them. Same sucker now, I want the king on the track. I compose several classicals, you know, like Top Bad, the old boy, bring them out and what you know about that. Now they ass high top, what you know about that. Dominated old sick, now I'm going right back. See me right here, let us show that like that. Even this hell say, damn, I ain't know it like that. Yeah, still bankhead, you can tell. Ain't nothing changed but the name on the mail. I still kicking dough with them things in the air. A jail. Say you need 100 squares, it just came up the scale. Let's do it. Do it what you waiting for. Cause I'm do it what you waiting for. Do it what you waiting for. Now let me hear you say, big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. Big things poppin', and little things stoppin'. All on these suckers, shout it, losers not an option now.
All right. Yeah, Zombie is running a little bit late, so that's why I'm playing some T.I. right now. But the first song was Booty Work by T-Pain, which absolutely love T-Pain, by the way, and stop this. Stop sharing. Now to get Zombie on. But I do want to take time to say that congratulations to Robert Downey Jr. for his entrance back into the MCU as Victor Von Doom. But also, I would like to see Jonathan Majors come back as Kang. Popular, unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
But to my understanding, they completely wrote out Kang at this point, and they replaced Kang with Jonathan Majors.
Retcon Kang, which is gonna like I have a lot of questions about how they're gonna do that, but I'll just
because they did set him up to be the next big baddie. That's the thing.
Yeah, and one of their best shows so far, Loki, really centers around that.
Right, that's when we first got to meet Kang. Well, not exactly Kang, but like one of the more tame variants of Kang. But Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor. It's just that he got tangled up with the wrong fucking lady.
Yeah. Oh, be right back.
Oh. Oh yeah, hear an alarm. Oh no!
Woo, smoke.
What you cooking?
Pork chops.
Oh yeah. I actually got some bargains at fucking Food Line today. They had mini croissants, like a big container of them for like $1.99.
Nice.
And they had sharp white cheddar cheese for like $1. And I got little things of salami, so I'm having my own my own hood version of a charcuterie board.
It is so smoky in the house, but I don't want to open the door because it's hot out.
Heck.
Even though it's 95 degrees in the house.
Jesus Christ.
It's even hotter outside.
God. Welcome to the American Southwest.
Again, I could turn on my evaporative cooler, but I don't want to.
You're like, I'm pretty sure something died in it, so I don't want to because it smells. But so not that long ago, I saw something on Facebook, and it said, "You're in labor. The cast of the last TV show you watched are in the delivery room with you," and I'm like, "Oh no!" It's funny because Trin commented on it. Because I put, oh no, I've been watching The Strain. And then Trin commented on it and said, Dexter. I'm like, oh Lord, you have to deal with a serial killer? I got to deal with vampires.
I can't remember the last show I watched.
Actually, speaking of vampires, so so you had your blood drawn today.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, you kind of, Pokemon.
Well,
Meaning,
like, the thing was, like, I went to a new person, excuse me, to be my primary care physician. Went great. Like, she's really nice, and she was like, I want to order some blood tests, and I was like, okay. And she's like, if you've already had breakfast, you can always come tomorrow. If you like, and I was like, no, I haven't had breakfast. And she was like, oh, great, so you can get it done today. And I was like, okay. And I went in there. First, it was just a whole fiasco. First of all, there was about a 30-40 minute wait.
Fun.
Because, like, I spent the whole time arguing with my stepmom about going to another place.
Oh, God.
And she was like, no, it's too much money. And so I was like, okay. And finally went in to get my blood drawn. Christine was there to witness the whole thing via phone. And for the record, everybody, Zombie has really difficult veins to find. And they, like, I was actually talking about it, and the woman pokes me once, can't find anything. Pokes me a second time on the other arm, can't find anything. Finally brings somebody else in to look for a vein. They think they find one on my hand. So they take a butterfly needle and try to use that. Couldn't find anything, even though they wiggled it around, and now I have a big bruise on there. You're like, trauma, so much trauma.
Yeah, because I've shown you the picture of my fucking encounter with the goddamn county doctor. That shit sucked.
Yeah. And finally they were like, we don't want to poke you anymore, so we're actually gonna send you to the other place to get your blood drawn by our supervisor.
Right.
And so I called my stepmom up, and I was like, guess what? I have to go there anyway. And so I get in the Uber, I go there. Then I finally go in, and she managed, like, I mean, maybe it was because I drank a bunch of water before I went, but she managed to draw my blood just fine. Oh,
there was the alarm. But yeah, that's my guess, is that you kind of crammed in a bunch of water, so you were fully hydrated. And so then they were able to find a vein a little bit better.
Yeah, because your veins collapse if you're dehydrated. And so like, she managed to get my blood just fine. She went back to where they went, like, near where they went originally. She puts them away, and she's like, they really shouldn't have poked you that many times.
Because she was probably like, God, amateurs.
That was the other thing. I went there. The supervisor that they wanted me to C was not there.
That's the real kicker, is that she wasn't even fucking there.
Yeah. And I showed her my arms and I was like, they want me to see your supervisor so she could draw my blood. She takes a look at my arms and she's like, she's not here, but I'll try.
Right, at least she got it on the first hit. Pretty quick,
Yeah.
too.
She did. All right, he's there.
I was on the phone with Zombie, witnessed all this. It's just like, damn. Are they gonna fucking like poke her like a goddamn, shish kebab or some shit?
Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm full of holes.
Yes, you are Swiss cheese now.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, after my shit, because I probably mentioned this before, but fuck it, I'll mention it again. At one point back in like 2017, I considered becoming a 911 dispatcher, and that means you have to get a physical, not like a strenuous one, but one to make sure that you're physically there, and also you get to visit a psychologist and see if you're all mentally there. Plot twist: I didn't get the job because my hearing's bad and my head's screwed on backwards. But yeah, I had to go to the county physician, who's the same guy who checks out all the EMTs, the paramedics, firefighters, does all their physicals. This fucking idiot nailed me once in the arm. Wasn't really getting blood because I don't think he actually hit the goddamn vein. Then he starts moving the shit around like he's digging for gold. And then I feel something, and at this point it fucking hurts. And then I feel something like warm and wet on my arm and my side. I look over, I see this dark red blood pooling on the ground. I'm like, what? Like, hello? And this fucking doctor, this is why I wanted to fight him so bad, because at this point I'm in a full-blown panic attack. And he takes his vial, he looks up at one of the nurses and he's like, hey, is this enough? And I'm thinking to myself, get a fucking sponge, wipe the shit up, squeeze it into the vial, you'll be fine. If there's some sponge fragments, I don't think they're gonna ding you for it.
Right.
And yeah, it was a fucking mess. And then I need to find that picture again. I'll actually post it on my community page. The bruise happened within 30 minutes.
And it was fucking content warning before you do.
Yeah. And that bruise was fucking hellacious. It looked like I got beamed with a fucking beanbag bullet.
Yeah. I have like a slight bruise on my hand, but it's not that bad in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my own story kind of like that, where when I went in for my laparoscopic surgery, of course they have to, do an IV. And I was sitting there, I don't know how long, but I was sitting there and they just like could not find a vein. They tried my entire right arm.
God.
Moved to my left arm. And we're like trying that with no success. They bring in the head anesthesiologist now to find a vein. He pokes me like 4 times.
It's like at that point they had everybody in the fucking hospital trying to put this IV in you. They probably could have got
no joke. There was like 8 folks there trying to find a vein.
As horrible as this sounds, they probably could have just taken a tweaker off the street, and that dude probably would have found a vein quicker than they could. As bad as that sounds, but at this point, it's just like, how are none of y'all getting this fucking vein? Like, the hell?
And at one point, I hear, ooh. And I'm like, ooh? What does ooh mean? And I look over, and there's blood everywhere, sprayed all over them. And I'm just like, is that blood? And they go, no. And I'm just like, oh, okay, it's just Kool-Aid,
Right.
And they finally just gave up. and put a butterfly needle in my hand. And that was my IV.
God.
So in the first place this morning, I heard them talking about just like, should we like intubate one of the veins? And I just remember thinking, please don't.
Right. Usually when the word intubate is brought up, that's never a good thing.
But yeah, luckily they were like, we don't want to poke you any more times. So we're going to send you here.
Right.
And that lady got it like just fine.
Right. Right. I'm just thinking about that whole applying process for that dispatch job, because I had to do that physical, the blood drawing and everything. I had to get a polygraph, which was interesting.
Polygraph?
I mean, oh yeah, you have to take a polygraph.
The fuck is that?
Lie detector test.
Oh.
Where they strap you to the chair, they put the things on your hands. Yeah. And it's exceptionally cold in that room too. And I was dressed in a fucking like nice like blouse and a skirt. And I'm just like, I'm fucking freezing right now.
Right.
And at one point, because the air is goddamn stagnant in there, I started coughing really bad. And I asked the guy, I'm like, can we stop for a minute so I can get my inhaler? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, if you want something that's fucking stress and panic inducing, get a polygraph.
Yeah.
And also, if you want, it's like if you want to hear something, it's like if you want to feel like your life's being invaded by some random fucking detective, get a polygraph.
Mm-hmm.
Right, with those fucking questions, it's just like, god damn. It's like, are you supposed to? It's like, are you trying to get a reaction out of me or something? Fuck.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
I've never had to have those kinds of things. I mean, I got a blood test. The lady was actually extremely accommodating. I told her about like my medical anxiety around blood tests. It's not just the needles, but just like knowing what's going on inside of my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I was like, would it be okay if you just don't tell me how fucked up things are and just tell me my care plan? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. I'll even put in a note for the nurses. And I was like, thank you.
Right.
Because like that's always my thing. I get really extreme. I have really extreme medical anxiety, not white coat syndrome.
Yeah, I have white coat syndrome, definitely.
I just have a lot of anxiety around medical stuff. Like there was one time where I had to go to urgent care for a UTI. And just because I was so scared, I was like so scared and so upset about the UTI, I started like breaking down crying. Just out of medical anxiety. The doctor there was very nice. He was like, you know, he saw me crying. He's like, are you scared? And I was like, yes, I'm really scared. He's like, don't worry. You know, we've got you covered. We got your medicine. We've got some pain control for you. You're going to be okay.
Right. Like I remember when I went to the fucking, Minute Clinic when I had a flu type A, because at that point I was using my brother's fucking card. I had like no money for anything pretty much.
Yeah.
And they wanted, like $100 and some odd for the fucking flu test. And like my mom's trying to talk me out of it. And the lady's like, unfortunately, you really only have two options. Either pay the like $100 some odd for the flu test, and at least you might have an answer right now, or go to the ER and rack up a huge ass bill. And I'm like, oh god.
Mm-hmm.
And also it was great because when she took my blood pressure, it skyrocketed. And she was very nice about it. She's like, your blood pressure's a little high, but I understand, you don't feel well. You're also under a lot of stress. I'm like, holy yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Because I'd recently just literally started a new job, and I'm like, great, I have to fucking call out.
Yeah, for I remember my last doctor, the first time I met her, my blood pressure bamboozled them because like the nurse was like giving the monitor weird looks, and then she leaves, and then my doctor comes in and she's like, "Is your blood pressure normally that low?" And I'm just like, "I guess." Ah. Today though, I was apparently in good health. At
Yay.
least my vitals.
That reminds me of like the day that my mom was admitted to the hospital, because my oldest brother took her down to the ER. But you know, my oldest brother's a damn EMT paramedic. He was saying, "Oh no, you're going to be waiting here for forever, or whatever." It's like, can I just take you up to the Minute Clinic? You'll be. It's like, you should be okay. You probably have a really bad cold or like a sinus infection. And so they're in the waiting room of the ER, and they come out and start to kind of like take her vitals, like the little pulse oxygen thingy they put on the fingers. She was in the late 80s with the oxygen. They're like, "Okay, we're wheeling you in right now." And then my oldest brother is like, "Huh?" Like Pikachu meme.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, bro, it's like, how did you miss all this shit?
Right.
It's like you've been in the game for over 20 freaking years. How did you miss that? It turns out she ended up getting flu type A that turned into double pneumonia, which was great.
Of course. I mean, she sort of encountered the situation that I did when it came to smoking.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you keep this up, you're not going to be able to get treated.
Exactly.
That was the whole reason I stopped drinking, was because they gave me 5 rounds of fluconazole, and fluconazole is extremely toxic with alcohol.
Right. It's like the same idea. Like, let's say if you get diagnosed with TB, tuberculosis, they give you that medication. You can't drink at all while you're on that medication, because just like the one you're on, it would fuck you up completely.
And so, when she gave me that, by this point, the ringworm was covered my entire body, was even in my ears.
Yeah.
And I was like, I accepted the fluconazole, and I'm just like, I guess I'm quitting.
Sobriety.
And honestly, I'm not too mad about my sobriety story starting with, I just had common sense.
Because honestly, a true bottom of the barrel alcoholic wouldn't have given a fuck.
Yeah.
But you at least have the common sense to think, okay, don't mix these two. I will be in the hospital if I do.
Yeah. I'll be in the hospital. I'll need liver dialysis.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like most folks are, their sobriety story begins with something like, well, I decided I needed to get help when I was kicked out of the house and woke up naked in the back of a police car. And I'm glad mine is nowhere near that extreme. I was just like, I needed medicine for a skin infection, and I just decided to treat the skin infection. I had common sense.
I mean, weirdly enough, you already know which brother that I have as the former alcoholic, I should say, and that he literally was, unfortunately, he was driving drunk. He pulled over on the side of the road and just popped into the passenger seat, I think, and took a nap. And that's when cops rolled up on him, thinking that he was having a medical emergency. Because, hey, when you see that, you're thinking, oh, God, something's wrong, medically wise. And then they got him to the hospital. They took his blood, and then they saw his blood alcohol level was extremely high.
Yeah.
So he went from being a patient to being arrested.
Yeah.
But I remember when all this was going down, I was like, hey, at least somehow drunk you had the nous to pull over. He's like, yeah, that
Right.
wasn't lining, is that I didn't kill anybody. I'm like, yup.
Yeah. Right. Though, honestly, I consider driving tired almost worse than driving drunk.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You may as well be drunk.
My dad got into a really gnarly car wreck at one point because he tends to he has a bad habit of falling asleep at the wheel.
Oh, God.
There's this
That's not-
phenomenon known as road hypnosis. And what it is that the dotted line down the middle of the road can put some folks in a trance. And my dad is actually like that. And at one point, like, in fact, I want to say like around when I was born, he fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into a car, was sent careening across the freeway, and got wedged under a semi-truck.
God damn.
And he's gotten into other nowhere near as severe scuffs, but he's gotten into some other roadway scuffs because he fell asleep at the wheel. I have a friend who actually has narcolepsy.
Oh, yeah, that's frightening. I mean, God damn.
I don't understand why she's allowed to drive.
I mean,
Actually,
like,
she has a license where she is not allowed to drive for more than 30 minutes.
oh, yeah, there's probably a little note on her driver's license itself that says something similar, like, medical issues like narcolepsy or something. So, like, God forbid she's pulled over. When they look at her license, they could be like, oh, okay, she has medical conditions.
Yeah, well, I remember one time, like hearing about her. She had a narcoleptic attack. She passed out while driving, and she ended up in a ditch. Luckily, she only escaped with like a few bruises and like a scuff, but otherwise she was fine.
Unfortunately, that's a stark contrast of one of the girls I used to work with at the preschool back in 2017. I want to say 2016 or 2017, where she was diagnosed with epilepsy, pretty bad epilepsy.
I'm still listening. Well, actually, no. Hold on. I am not listening because I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, listen from the bathroom while you're taking number one. All right. Shoot, what was I doing? Actually, let me get the thing that I have that will help me remember what year this happened. So I want to say 2017, but I'm not 100% sure. I have to really double check. But Zombie knows about this. I don't think I've ever talked about it on stream before though. Trying to find the thing. Oh, it was 20. Oh man, it was 2017.
What?
Oh, I think Joey's bitching at her.
No.
Oh, I hear the Joe.
Put this stuff away. Get myself some more water. No. I don't care.
Ah, my foot itches.
What?
Said my foot itches.
Ah,
Ah, can't hear me there, Becky?
I can hear you.
Ah. Good old backroom, background ASMR noise now.
Yeah, now everybody gets to hear my new soda machine.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got a new soda machine. I haven't forgotten about the medical condition story time though. I haven't forgotten about that. I got a reminder right here. Ow.
Woo! Okay, there we go. The thing I love is I can control how bubbly it is. All right, I'm back.
Yes. Speaking about medical conditions and fucking car accidents, girl that I used to work with and actually got the thing out to remember which year this happened in, and this was 2017. The girl I used to work with, she was, I want to say, like 22 at the time, 22 or 23. She was diagnosed with severe epilepsy, and for the longest time, she could not drive because of it. Because sometimes these attacks would happen out of nowhere. But she was on medication. She was on everything that she would need to be to essentially live. And about 6 to 8 months before this event happened, she had gotten her driver's license, but she had the little medical thing on her driver's license, and she was able to drive.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, August 12th of 2017, she had a very bad epileptic. She had a seizure, blacked out, ran right into I believe, a street light, died instantly.
At least it was quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like thankfully she went very quickly.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, that was a tough time though, because I'd just come back from like my mini vacation at the beach.
Good news.
Right. It was funny though, because before I was set to go because I was going to Ocean City in Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
and Gloria and another coworker of ours, another friend, Amy, we were all talking, and and I was saying, yeah, I'm going to be gone for the next week. You know, going to be up in Ocean City. And Gloria and Amy were talking about how they were going to come crash my vacation. And I was just like, hey, you're welcome to come hang out. And then that happened.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I wish you all would have actually come up to Ocean City now. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
And fun fact, my Supernatural poster that's in my bedroom, Gloria gave to me for Secret Santa one year.
Aw.
So I'm a little bit sentimental getting rid of that because, yeah.
Yeah. I can't deal with posters because eye contact.
But it's sad. I'd actually look at her funeral announcements slash funeral program to remember the exact year when she passed. Because I was like, I know it's either 2016 or 2017.
I don't remember years. I mean, it takes a lot for me to actually remember a year. 2020 is one of those years. 2023 is another one. But otherwise, I'm just like folks will be like, "What year did this happen?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Weirdly enough, I do remember years like that. Years like that when it comes to deaths in my family. Unfortunately.
Let me think. I mean, late 2019 was when my grandpa died.
Yeah.
And then 2020 started off with a bang, literally.
Right.
One of my schizophrenia runs in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my cousins drew the short straw and shot one of his parents to death. As far as I'm concerned, he's doing well. He's in the I believe he's a permanent resident of a mental hospital now.
Oof. As long as he's getting the help that he needs, I mean that's fine.
I mean, he was in active psychosis. That's what was going on. Actually, I talked to Ash about this, about one of my characters and his relationship to humanity. Because this person is very hostile towards humans. And like I was sort of thinking, like, in terms of like physical conditions, like what would he be? And I sort of came to the conclusion that he is basically a paranoid schizophrenic who was in psychosis for millions of years.
Oh, even more fun. But it's like, where did Bobby drop that? Come up with that inspiration? Unfortunate personal experience.
Yeah. And like even like the proximity of humans will set him off. Because I feel like he's sort of under the impression that they are out for him and his loved ones.
Right. In a way, just like with schizophrenia, it's a paranoid delusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has this like paranoid delusion that all humans are after him and his loved ones, and so he becomes extremely hostile around them, towards them, even when he like thinks about them. He just
it becomes a PTSD. Well, it is a PTSD trigger.
Yeah, it is.
Like it completely is, and he becomes extremely reactive.
He does.
When he's triggered.
Which is why, like, a lot of, there might be some folks who was just like, why does he lash out over like the smallest things? Like, you realize that he's around like his ultimate trigger right now.
Right, exactly.
And so that was a little interesting thing. Conversely, his sibling is basically the ultimate therapist.
Right. I mean, I want them to be my therapist. Like they're so kind and concerning and caring. Like, come on now.
Right. And not only like they're actually a pretty powerful empath. Not as powerful, obviously, as their sister.
Right.
But they are a powerful enough empath to have like to sort of already have sussed you out before they approach you.
Right.
And they have deep emotional intelligence, and also are very social. And so, yeah, that definitely makes them like the ultimate therapist.
I'm just thinking about your dream cast for that character, Daniel Day Kim. And I'm thinking, like, Daniel Day Kim would make a great therapist. At least to play one.
Yeah. He sounds more like them than they do in my head.
You're like, how the hell is this possible?
Right.
DDK just come into this world and sound more like this character more yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, how does he sound more like my character than my character sounds to me? Hey, what's up, Mandy?
Yeah, because I put the link to the stream in the just so we could get some beautiful faces in here, like Mandy's.
Mm-hmm.
And also liven up the mood because we came from like a dark health topic to at least to laughing now.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of my characters now.
I'm over here like we had our morbid minutes. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hope Ask a Mortician to not copyright that, or I'm fucked. Because she would always have the morbid minute and talk about a morbid fact surrounding. They're very educational.
Yes.
Which I wish she would post more. She posts like a video like once every 1 to 2 months. I'm like, God damn it, Caitlin. And also, where's that fourth book? Oh Jesus!
I've been through that.
I mean, same, but that was kind of after the fucking Christmas shooting a few years back. God, I remember that couple doors down. My fucking neighbor's, my neighbor, her cousin, apparently.
The morbid stuff.
Yeah, right. We're coming back to horrific shit. Yeah, that was real fun. It's just like my neighbor's cousin apparently decided to stop by to see her and shot up the entire fucking townhouse. I hear fucking bullets and I'm like, what? Like, I hear the fucking gunshots. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, why are these louder than normal?
Mm-hmm.
Then a couple minutes later, I see, the red and blue lights peeking from my bedroom window. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? I look out my window and I see a fucking hostage situation going on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
It was all happening in like December, like around Christmas time. And it was happening at night. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I see my poor neighbor coming out. She's holding her stomach. I didn't know at the time, but she'd been shot by like 5 times.
Ooh.
Yeah. But they were able to get the cousin, arrest him. He actually left in cuffs, which really surprised me.
Yeah.
Well, she's not my neighbor anymore. They ended up moving because, the fucking bad vibe.
I wonder why.
Right. I mean, the bullet holes are still in the building. That's the fun part. But my neighbor was black, and all I could think about was, oh Lord, please just don't shoot this man to death. At least give him a chance to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Which they did. The guy ended up slipping up, and they were able to tackle him and get him in cuffs. And I remember watching all this thing and going, what the fuck is going on? And then I hear a knock on my door. Granted, this is like after midnight. I'm like, oh, fuck, the 5-0 are here. And so I run downstairs and I answer the door. Yes, it is a police officer. And he was asking me like the basic questions, like, have you noticed anything weird? Have you heard anything weird? And I was upfront about it. I was like, bro, I've been watching you all from my bedroom window. And I pretty much saw everything that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him about hearing the gunshots and whatnot. And he asked about my neighbor and how she usually acts. I'm like, no, it's like, no, she doesn't do anything weird around here or nothing. It's just like I don't know why she's being shot up. Then obviously later we find out that it was the cousin who did it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, God damn it. Like she got shot up and someone else got shot. They both were in the hospital. She had to have reconstructive surgery in her fucking abdomen.
Yeah.
And her poor husband was going to work and then going to the hospital right after, then going back to work.
Good husband.
Right. And I think they got someone to watch because At the time, they had Dobermans.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, the Dobermans didn't do shit about a shooter. They were probably like, fuck this, and ran.
That's how, like, my neighbor was like, I don't feel like so insecure now that I have a dog. And I'm like, you realize a dog will do jack shit unless they're professionally trained to be an attack dog, right?
Because there are personal protection dogs out there that are so high, well, I don't want to say high strung. They're so intense.
Yeah, they're really well trained. They're very diligent, and once you sick them on somebody, they do not relent. But you have to have that kind of dog, and those dogs cost a mint. An untrained dog, even a Doberman, is not going to do that because they're not trained for that scenario. It's like police horses, you know? There's a lot of things that police cavalry have to deal with that your normal untrained horse isn't going to deal with.
Right. I mean, unfortunately, those horses get beat up just as much as the cops.
Yeah. I remember they had police cavalry guarding patrolling, I should say, the Women's March when we went in 2016. Native Americans were leading that march. That was cool. But there was police cavalry there. I just had to stop and say hello to the horses.
I do the same thing. If I see, police on horseback, I'll immediately ask to pet the horse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done that with police dogs. I actually did that at a NASCAR race once. And this was like, shit, what year did I start going to these things? I think this was like 2009, between 2009 and 2011, like within that span. Because it was probably one of my first races, because we went to Charlotte, North Carolina. And at that point, they actually had bomb-sniffing dogs walking around the grandstands, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because, hey, if you really want to blow up anything, a NASCAR race is a great place to blow up something, because you got a lot of folks there.
Mm-hmm.
Around 50,000, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember there was this very nice lady cop, and I was talking to her, and she had this big old fluffy shepherd. It wasn't a German shepherd, but I couldn't remember the exact breed. I think I might have a photo of this dog somewhere. I have to really look deep in my Facebook. But I asked, I was like, hey, is it okay if I pet the dog? She's like, oh yeah, he's a big baby. And I'm like, all right. I started petting him. He started giving my hand kisses. I'm like,
Oh
oh
my gosh.
I was like, oh, you're a good boy. He's like, good murderous machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because at any moment she could have triggered that animal to take my arm off.
I don't know about that one. I mean, Belgian Malinois, for sure. Those ones are... Yeah. Like, everybody thinks of German Shepherds as the military dog. No, it's the Belgian Malinois now. They look very similar, but they are not the same.
I mean, hell, the fuck! I work on a military base. I see Malinois all the time.
Yeah, those
Marines
dogs are on point, and they're brutal too. I'll never forget the news story. Like it just happened to be in my thumbnail. I grew curious. I clicked on it. This news story talked about a woman who was this guy. I'm assuming it was a white guy because she was a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Let his dog attack this woman.
Oh God.
There was a police officer, black police officer in the neighborhood. He hears a commotion. He goes out and he sees this dog. He immediately summons his police dog and sicks it on that dog. And this Belgian Malinois kicks this dog's ass to the point that the dog actually died of its injuries. The Belgian Malinois got out with I think a bum, a leg injury and a small head injury, but that dog completely lost its life because that Belgian Malinois was just brutal. And it was
Oh, yeah.
only then that the owner of the attacking dog suddenly grew concerned.
I think for me, like the Belgian Malinois and the Tibetan Mastiff are the only two dog breeds that actually kind of weird me out a little bit because they can be so intense.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Because like Tibetan Mastiffs can take down full-grown fucking wolves,
They can.
and they were bred to look like fucking foo dogs. So
Yeah,
they're
they're huge. I'm not sure there's any dog that I'm truly afraid of. There's dogs I respect. Though again, that reminds me of folks being like, a big cat is not a house cat and everything. I was like, could you imagine a house cat the size of a tiger? They would be fucking terrifying.
also very dangerous still, because cats do bite just like tigers.
Yeah. But they're just like, oh, they don't act like cats. They, domestic house cats, they don't like behave that way. I was like, have you ever encountered a feral cat? Could you imagine that at the size of a tiger?
Right. I would be fucking afraid of the feral cat in my neighborhood. Shit.
Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I think what you guys mean to say is stick to normal size house cats. Because big cats absolutely are like bigger house cats.
I can't stand the idiots who have like full like fucking servals and
Oh yeah, servals.
fucking lynxes, caracals as goddamn pets. I'm like, those things could still kill you.
Yeah.
It's like they are still considered a wild animal. I mean, like they're still a big cat, even though they're not like a tiger big. They're bigger than a normal house cat.
They are. And they can be mean. They can be real mean.
Yeah.
I guess it's sort of like if I have heard of folks. I mean, I heard of this one story of somebody picking, deciding to adopt this quote unquote kitten. Turns out kitten was not a little kitty cat. It was actually a cougar.
Oh yeah, the cougar kittens actually they're really adorable and they look like domestic house kittens.
Mm-hmm.
Nay.
And next thing this person knows, she now has a pet black panther.
Yup.
To her, in her defense, it like the size that it grew up to was like on the smaller side, I want to say.
Right.
Like it was the size of a golden retriever.
Which is still dangerous, but not as bad.
Well, it's like I think it was a runt.
Mm.
And it may have been abandoned for that reason.
Yeah, because a lot of wild animals, if the mom senses weakness in like a kitten, a cub, a pup, they will either kill it or they'll just straight up abandon it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point,
speaking of runt of the litter, I need to feed my resident runt of the litter.
Well, you got to feed the baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Nile crocodiles. They're probably actually my favorite crocodilian.
Dragons.
I know Zombie loves them saltwater crocs.
I know, they're so huge.
And they're massive, literal fucking water dragons. Like, they look so fucking prehistoric, and I love it.
Yes.
They really are. Honestly, they really are.
Well, that can get as big as a salty. But
I mean, if I could get a Nile crocodile that's only maybe 3 feet long, that'd be great.
I would still get an alligator just because they're the most like of all the crocodilians, they're the most level-headed.
Out of all the crocodilians out there, alligators are essentially the golden retriever of the crocodilian world.
Yep.
They are less likely to try to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, can they kill you? Yes. Are they likely to? Not really.
Yeah, they're also more social than crocodiles.
Yeah. And you can target train them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hear a baby girl.
There you go. I'm gonna get more water.
No, I got you, Mandy. I mean, one of my mom's friends, when they were growing up, apparently that friend got pulled over one time, and this was like in the 70s when this happened. Her friend got pulled over, and the cop went over and asked her, "He's like, do you know why I stopped you?" And she said, "It's like I don't know what we're out in the country, and I know that because I can smell the pigs." And she looked right at that cop when she said that. The fact that she did not they did not beat the crap out of her, I think it's because it was in the 70s. Now I got the gorillas playing because why not?
Alrighty.
Right.
I get to use my soda stream again.
I mean, honestly, Mandy, I think the main reason she didn't get arrested or cited or anything like that is because she's a white lady.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, her privilege probably helped her out not to get arrested after saying that. But yeah, she has them. She still has those balls on her to this damn day.
I'm about to activate the soda stream.
Oh no. Yes. Meanwhile, nowadays, if you even sneeze on an officer, you're going to end up dead.
Unprofessional? Who's unprofessional? I want to know. Who can I gossip about? Oh,
Right.
Trump. Duh.
Right. We already knew that shit.
Yeah. Apparently, he did an interview where they were like, somebody should look into Kamala Harris's blackness. And I'm just like, well, there it is. Biracial black person. Look.
Right. I still love how the fucking Trump team are freaking the fuck out because they had everything set up to fight Joe Biden. Not a younger woman of color. Who's a fucking prosecutor.
Criminal prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
The
felon. Oh.
Well, has there been more about like what's been going on in his camp since it was announced that Biden would step down? Because I know that there was at least one news article. I don't know how credible the news site was. I don't remember seeing what it was. But I do remember reading one article of about how within the Trump camp campaign, they fucking hell. They were hoping to go against Biden. Because they thought that he would be the easiest candidate to beat.
Mhm.
Now they have to deal with Kamala. Oh, what's happening to poor Iraq now?
So for your power, fucking hell. I was about to speak really Irish for a second there. For your pork chops, what kind of seasoning or marinade did you use?
One batch I used just like basic lemon pepper with garlic. The other one I basically tried to do a barbecue marinade. When I tasted it, it went okay. I don't have any brown sugar. I think the brown sugar would have really made it a barbecue marinade, but what can you do? How many liters is this bottle? Just wondering.
Oh, goddamn. Well, isn't Hulk Hogan like a staunch ass Republican or something?
He is, yeah, he's a staunch Trumpy.
Oh, that sucks.
You didn't know that?
Well, remember, I am a little bit stoned right now, so I probably can't think straight.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the match between him and Andre the Giant back in the day. That was pretty metal.
I'm still thinking of the whole Israel thing. It's like they might as well just named it Hulk Hogan Land.
Right.
Land of Hulk Hogan. Because Israel was like I actually found the verse in the Bible that mentions Israel. And it is about a guy who wins a wrestling match. And because he won this wrestling match, God was like, your name is now Israel. And so Israel is named after a wrestling name.
Might as well call it fucking
Dwayne The Rock Johnson Land.
John Cena, because you can't see it on a map. Oh, right.
Yeah. That does not surprise me one bit. I don't know why, but this now makes me think of sumo wrestlers. One of the like most iconic sumo wrestling photos. The guy who is in that photo, he's really cool. He lives in Hawaii. He came from Polynesia. And he is unique for being Polynesian and reaching as high a rank as he did.
Right.
A lot of folks felt that he was robbed of top rank because he wasn't Japanese. But he's really cool. I remember seeing an interview with him. It was him. It was him rating sumo wrestling scenes. And the most interesting thing I thought he had to say was how, and I actually incorporate a little bit of this into my books, was how when a sumo, he said that sumo wrestlers are basically walking good luck charms in Japanese culture. And when they walk by you, a lot of folks will reach out and like touch them to like help them. Like he said that a lot of pregnant women will touch their belly in the hopes that they will have a healthy baby and that kind of thing, which I thought was really fascinating.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing about using rice to purify the ring, I actually knew that already. I'm still like one of the lone things that I'm like mad about that I really wish I saw on the Japan trip was everybody went to a sumo tournament.
Oh yeah.
My dad actually had a really fun experience with that. Him and a few other folks got lost and when they were trying to leave. And the grand champion walks by with his whole entourage. Next thing my dad and his friend know, they're like scooped into the entourage because they think they're part of the entourage.
Oh, nice.
And then they were like, "Are you know?" And then of course, you know, the grand champion gets to the car, and they're like, "What are you guys doing here?" Just like they just like put us in here.
I mean, I like stories like that where you go to an event and you're scooped up into like the drama and the limelight.
Mm-hmm. But I wasn't able to go because I had a flare up.
I mean, hey, while you're in Japan, you got to see Kabuki theater though.
Right.
Jealous. See the most beautiful men on earth, all their glory and makeup.
They trigger my gaze so bad. Or they trigger my bi panic so bad, I should say, because some of the guys who are in Kabuki are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the ones that dress as women are known as onagata, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like they're just like so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. I remember some of the pictures you showed me. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I would love to see this sexually confuse so many men.
Yes.
Especially white men.
Right. I would love there's that one picture of that really beautiful onagata. I would just love to show that one to quote unquote straight guys.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're fucking bigots.
Right.
It'd be like that one time where that KKK Grand Wizard did a DNA test, just absolutely convinced he was pure. Well, he comes up, he's so confident about this. He goes on a news network, and they reveal to him that he is 5%. That he is like I think anywhere between 1 or 5% black.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Aryan, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well,
it's gonna be kind of like that. It's just like, oh, you don't like drag, you don't like that kind of thing. Look at this beautiful woman. Haha. Got you.
Right.
I don't know. I just maybe it's because I'm bisexual, but I love feminine masculines.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when my partner, well, like my God, I wish. But I remember when my drawing that I was gonna make for sort of our going official thing with Kay. I was like, can I draw you in makeup? And they were like, yeah. And it's like, can I draw you with flowers? And they were like, yeah. And I'm just like, woo.
Kay must have been like, draw me like one of your French guys.
You know what's oh my god, now that you mention that, this is so crazy because I woke up with that song stuck in my head.
Oh, fucking Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do do do.
mean, actually,
My mom was obsessed with that movie. That one and The Wizard of Oz, and she was also obsessed with Marilyn Monroe.
I remember watching Titanic on VHS in that double fucking pack because it was such a fucking long movie.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it? I think it held the record for the longest movie until Return of the King came along. Like, I think. Which I had at one point the extended edition of, like, are you truly a Lord of the Rings fan? If you can, if one, you don't have the full book and instead have it divided up into 3. And if you cannot marathon all 3 extended editions of the movies. I have both of these, and I have marathoned all 3 extended editions of the movies multiple times. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh my god. I can see that. Oh my god. Ooh, that strawberry Fanta slaps. And actually, I muted myself. God damn it. It's all good though.
I'm back. What?
Mandy, you know what Titanic is? Basically a really dark Mentos commercial.
Oh, my brain is doing the thing again. It goes flat.
Oh, it's got dial-up?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm thinking everything everywhere all at once.
I mean, same. I'm seeing into the universe at this point.
Yeah, I had to deal with a ton of medical stuff today. My doctor was really nice. I really liked her, actually. I mean, she's a nurse practitioner, but I'm just going to call her my doctor because that's easier.
Right.
Very nice, very accommodating woman. Gonna see her again in 3 months. I think that's mostly due to how much of an unaliving risk I am.
Right.
Because she was like, okay, you had that attempt. How many more? And I was just like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stuff that normal folks would find horrifying, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't normal here.
Yeah. We all float down here.
You will do, you will do. It's like the fucking It films that came out, part 1, part 2 remakes. They're not even like scary. They're more so funny and gory.
I mean, Tim Curry is another person who played a very sexually confusing character.
Bill Skarsgård did a really good job, though, I think, for this new Pennywise. Well, I think he's a good actor because he's a fucking Skarsgård. I plead the fifth because certain ears listen to this podcast, so.
What?
Mandy said something in chat. And
yeah, Frankenfurter. Frankenfurter was who Tim Curry played in Rocky Horror Picture Show. I will say, it's just like another sexually confusing person.
Hmm.
Really unfortunate what happened to Tim Curry. He had a stroke and now is wheelchair bound.
Right.
There's something on my leg.
Ah, itchy. Yeah. Woo. That was a crazy itch.
Thought I felt something crawling on my leg.
Oh no. You're like, I don't need my house to be invaded.
It's already invaded by ants and fruit flies. There's so many fucking fruit flies out front because of that fucking apricot tree.
Right.
Like, in all seriousness, I hate it.
I wish I could have like a raspberry bush in my fucking backyard, but I don't fucking trust the kids in my neighborhood not to leave it alone.
I was talking to my neighbor about how I want to plant choyas in my backyard as defense. Literally defense. I would make them defense.
Uh-huh.
She's always like, you don't want to put choyas there? They're nasty. I'm like, exactly. Those plants will fight you. It's like, I want to plant, like I want a cactus where if somebody tries to get into my backyard or into my house, the police will catch them immediately because of the incapacitating pain.
But like fucking Coyote Peterson tumbling into the goddamn teddy bear
choya, yeah. Really, it's their parents you should thank for that. Like, kids aren't, and no child is born inherently bad and misbehaving. The ones who put that in them are their parents.
Yep. it's like the whole argument. It's like with Jeffrey Dahmer. It's like if his dad had not taught him taxidermy and picking up roadkill as a bonding thing, it's like without that, would Jeffrey Dahmer still become a serial killer? And I still believe yes.
Yeah.
Either way, he would have gone that route. It's just that the taxidermy stuff did unfortunately help that mental illness.
He had like. Here's the thing. I actually know a psychopath. And there's that woman that both of us watched.
Oh yeah, I remember that video.
The thing about them is that A, their condition was recognized, and B, they sought treatment, and C, they had benevolent upbringings. Like the woman, she was like, I'm just not an inherently violent person because those were not impressed upon me as a child.
Right.
But yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Ugh. Yes, that one. It's pretty prolific in Florida, if I recall.
Oh God. I don't remember that shit from when I was younger.
Yeah, because they literally rope off those trees.
And I remember several vacations to Florida to fucking Disney World. God damn.
Yeah. No, that one, yeah. If it rains, if you stand under that tree while it rains, it will like basically make you feel like you're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Though Australia, of course, has the most toxic plants.
Right. Most toxic plants, animals, reptiles, fucking arachnids, insects.
Land of top 10 deadliest everything.
Mm-hmm. And even the plant life is hostile too.
Yeah, the plant life, the fucking gimpy is one of the most like brutal plants out there. The fucking jellyfish, they have the deadliest jellyfish. And the thing that scares me about box jellyfish is how tiny they are. Like they're really tiny and they're almost invisible.
Right. By the time you actually see it, it's too late.
Mm-hmm. It's like those like legitimately do like freak me out. And so I'm very glad I am not in, I was never in box jellyfish territory. Well, I mean, I was when I was in Japan, but I never went swimming.
Right.
I have seen man-o-wars. I have not encountered like one in the water, luckily, but I have seen them washed up on the shore. They're wild to me. Like that is not. It is a colony of animals that behaves like a single-celled, or not. It's a colony of animals that behaves like a multicellular animal.
I'm just thinking about the jellyfish back at the Baltimore Aquarium. They're so cute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jellyfish are the main reason I go to aquariums because I love jellyfish.
Hashtag sea marshmallows.
Yes. Yep, there it is, the Portuguese man-o-war.
Portuguese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have seen those on the on like washed up on the beach. They are small.
Huh.
They are small but mighty.
Yes.
But yeah, what gets me about them is that they aren't one animal. There are a ton of animals acting like one animal. It's just crazy to me.
Right.
Has Venomous Jackass like encountered the Man-O-War?
God.
Oh, do you have a fish phobia?
Oh yeah. I know my friend B has a very bad shark phobia, but we were able to go through the Baltimore Aquarium. She was pretty good, but that's how she dealt with it. That's not how everybody's gonna deal with a phobia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's cool to see the bull sharks though.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of bull sharks and a fucking beautiful leopard shark. And a lot of big old stingers.
Hydrophobia. Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes sense. It can't be surrounded by large bodies of water. That definitely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Me flying from, Dulles, Washington Airport to fucking Heathrow. Fucking Atlantic for thousands of miles.
And that was me with Japan. Nothing but
You're like,
Pacific Ocean the entire time. I remember, like, because I couldn't sleep the entire trip because I can't sleep while I'm moving. And I was just like, this is the most boring fucking scenery. It's just nothing but water. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
fine. It's fine. I get it. Like, no harm, no shame.
Oh my god, that fucking fly river turtle that I moved without any permission.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I tickle your nose. The African lungfish, though, they're fucking huge, but they're so cool.
Right. I mean, I really only one time that I really didn't want to do it, but they have those touch tanks at the Seattle Aquarium. And I was like, you take count of one fingy, and you can use it to touch the animals. And I was petting a sea anemone, and my finger got caught in its sticky tentacles. And sea anemones, particularly, extend their stomach to digest you. I couldn't get my finger free of these tentacles, and it started to do that, and I was just like, I'm really sorry, sea anemone, but rip.
Right. Damn.
Oh yeah. If you ever touch a sea anemone's tentacles, they're extremely sticky. They don't hurt, but they're very sticky.
I do remember, though, petting that fucking horseshoe crab.
I have not encountered an actual horseshoe crab, and I want to. Another thing I want to encounter is the deep sea isopod.
Magnum opus roly poly.
Yes.
They're the size of a small fucking dog.
Mm-hmm. Size of a cat. Oh, I hear Irish Shakira.
Animal fact for everyone that's listening. Isopods, the roly-poly bugs that you find outside, like in your gardens and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Insects. They're actually a crustacean.
They are a crustacean. They're a very ancient form of crustacean, too. And they're super cute. They're all over the place in Washington. You lift up a rock and there's like 50 of them running for the hills. And of course, there's like at least 10 going, I bowl.
Huh? You still need to gather up some snails for your backyard, but the fucking rain actually has to put them out.
Uh-huh. My God, that poor fucking darkling beetle.
Oh, they scared the shit out of?
Yep.
Made him face plant, like, oh no!
No, I made it jump and fall backwards.
Yep. Probably gave him a heart attack.
Mm-hmm. Because darkling beetles have this really funny defense, or this really funny defense mechanism when they're scared. The blue feigning death beetle is known to literally just, it's like a fainting goat. It just plays dead.
Mm-hmm.
Other darkling beetles, like the ones here, they face plant. To try and play dead. And they won't even do this on a vertical wall. They'll be climbing up the wall, and if you scare them, they face plant, and they're like, I'm dead. I'm attached to the wall, but I'm dead. This one, I wanted to, get that reaction out of it. It wasn't on a wall. It was walking along the sidewalk. And I scared it, and apparently I scared it so bad that it jumped and fell backward and skedaddled.
Like, oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
I need to get my hands on some blue death fading beetles though, because they're so beautiful.
They look like iron. They look like they're made of iron.
Right, like they don't even look like they're real.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really a fan of beetles.
Yeah, understandable.
Mm-hmm. And there's some beetles I don't mind. Those are the ones that look like nothing like regular beetles. Though, like we've discussed, if you move in, we could each individually take care of Sir Squish.
Oh god. We'd have to co-parent a fucking Goliath beetle larva. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell Kay. Hey Lisa, long time no see. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you here.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's just like, I can't stand the beetle form of it. You can't stand the larval form of it. So we're just going to have to work in tandem.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but beetle larvae, baby beetles, essentially, look like maggots to me. And I'm just like, no.
Meanwhile, with beetles, with adult beetles for me, I'm like, that thing is going to eat my face juices.
You said that about my sisters, and you're like, what are you dragging? Look, it's gonna suck out your juices.
Mm-hmm. I forgot that I'm in kissing bug territory, and I've had 2 land on me. I have never slapped my arm so hard in my life.
Right.
I left a bruise.
What? Oh, retirement's gotta be nice. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing all right, and Zombie's been, I would say, doing all right.
Mm-hmm. Relatively, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting on the right path, all right.
Yeah.
Ah, what is itching my leg? Oh, it's a chip bag. What the fuck?
Responding to something.
Oh god, hearing fucking System of a Down. That reminds me of a fucking TikTok that I saw where you see Surge singing Behind Empty Walls and to the opera music. It was so good too. I was like, damn. I mean, he does have a great singing voice when he actually does sing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, Lisa. You're an elder goth like us. Most definitely, huh? Like, fucking, who doesn't love System of a Down?
Right.
Like, Disorder's playing on my TV. That's how this all came about.
My favorite, I mean, System of a Down's song Dreaming is what I turn to when I can't figure out what I want to listen to. It's just this heavenly, discordant cacophony of music.
I don't know why, but
Bathroom. You can go bathroom. Be right back.
okay. Yeah, System of a Down's fucking awesome. Oh, hey, what's up, Texas? See, now we just need Kay and Ash here, then we'd have all the fucking mods. I don't give out wrenches unless I know you personally. Oh, love you too, Mandy. Sleep tight. But yeah, Texas, you came in at a time where we were talking about kissing bugs and sucking out face juices.
I'm gonna make myself more soda. Just FYI.
Oh, I don't want to listen to the Pussycat Dolls, god damn it. Ah. Are you talking about leeches or are you talking about the show The Strain? Because I could talk about both.
The thing about this is that if it's twisted in, that's a little difficult. Alrighty.
But TV, how you been doing? Yeah, I've only just started watching it. I'm like, I think I'm still in the beginning of season 2. I have to get up to season 4.
Alright, I make it the soda.
Yo, Texas Vikings in the chat.
Hey, Texas Viking, what's up? Everybody make sure to like the stream too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mandy went to bed. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
if only fucking Ash and Kay got on, then all the mods would literally be in chat. Oh, actually no, except
Right.
for Pastel. She has a wrench as well.
Mm-hmm. So the majority of the mods.
Mm-hmm. Right.
String confuses me.
Guillermo, why did you write it like this?
It's so confusing.
Vampire parasite worms? What the fuck, man?
And the thing is, like, technically, the quote unquote vampires are not vampires. The worms are the vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is inaccurate to call their hosts vampires.
Right.
Factual inaccuracy.
Like, Guillermo, why?
And why worms of all things?
Right. Whatever happened to the good old fashioned bite?
Not just that, but it's just like, why worms? I've heard of no parasitic worm that acts anywhere near this that they could reference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure actually that's par for the course for Del Toro. Like, there is no point of reference, only chaos.
Yes. Story of my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, conceptual, which I'm still like fighting turning into one.
Right. I mean, hey, fucking Pedro Pascal plays fucking Joel.
Uh-huh. Which he's gonna play Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four movie.
Right. He's
I love that. I love that executive decision. And again, he is another one I wouldn't mind playing one of my characters or voicing him.
And I fully support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of my beta readers right now are reading those books, at least I think. Like, one of my beta readers is having a bit of a time right now, so
Right. Yeah,
you know.
giving them space.
Mm-hmm. The other one sent the email. Haven't heard any commentary from them yet.
Mm. The fucking zombies in goddamn Last of Us, though. The fucking mushroom zombies are so cool looking.
Yeah, they are. Like, I actually like that sort of take on zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Though, of course, it gave everybody like a paralytic fear of cordyceps.
Right, because it's based off an actual fucking infection.
Yeah, no, it's based off of cordyceps fungus, which mostly, which purely infects arthropods, specifically insects. Do you understand how many drastic changes it would have to go through to even affect a mouse?
Right.
That's why a lot of mycologists, I believe they are like, you guys don't have to worry about anything. In fact, one variant of cordyceps is actually used as Chinese medicine.
Huh.
It's from caterpillars. It's a cordyceps fungus that infects caterpillars. And they they harvest it for its supposed health benefits.
So, TV, how you been doing?
Anything to report?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Texas is always. I know you guys have been getting slammed by some major flooding. I forget. I
Right.
forget where you live. But isn't it DFW area? Oh, cool.
Huh.
I know, like, the coast of Texas has been slammed with flooding. And, of course, the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what the SPC outlook is going to look like this week. The weather nerd has to check.
No, I want like actual mushrooms now, like not shrooms. I want like culinary mushrooms now, like cooked in fucking butter and herbs and shit.
I love morels. Those are my favorite.
Mm.
Ooh, there might be a derecho today.
Mm.
Yeah. I understand that.
Ooh, yeah, big old portobello steak. Oh.
I still need to try portobello pizza. We tried it once as sort of a. It was actually it was a gluten-free. It was a carb-free option we were trying to find for my dad, who's diabetic. And they came out pretty bad. They came out really watery. And we found out, and I found out actually from that mushroom, how to prepare your mushroom thing, that you're supposed to cook them a little bit first to remove some of that water. And so I am genuinely like considering trying those to see if I can actually have a me-friendly pizza again.
Right.
Oh, curious if Ryan Hall will do a live stream. Ryan Hall. Damaging when possible today. Okay, so for new. Oh, cramp. She sings.
Oh no. Ooh, jackfruit jerky sounds amazing.
Dragon fruit jerky? Oh, mushroom jerky.
Oh, jackfruit.
Oh, jackfruit.
More of a savory fruit, and if you add savory flavors to it, like barbecue, for example, it can taste just like barbecue. Take it a step further.
I know a lot of vegans use it. I know the culinary uses of jackfruit. I'm probably not going to be able to have it. It's a relative of the durian fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I'm aware, it can have like a similar sulfuric quality. The sulfur, I cannot touch. It will fuck me up royally. That's one of the only reasons I'm not willing to try durian. It's not that I'm worried about the flavor. It's more so that I'm worried about what it's going to do to me. Like, for example, I love eggs, any style. Well, except scrambled because my Nana traumatized me. But other than that, I love eggs, but I can't have them. I can't even have them cooked into things because they just really mess me up. And I know it's the egg yolk, which is where all the sulfur is, because egg whites do not bother me. But yeah, in any other instance, I would be willing to try durian. I'm just worried about what it would do to me if I did. The only food that I'm really not willing to try just based on appearance is the century egg.
Yep.
That thing looks heinous. I don't care how safe everybody claims it is. You could if it caused you systemic visceral nerve pain.
Right.
I've had to give up a lot. I still abstain from beef, though. I could eat beef. It'd probably benefit me to eat beef, but I abstain from the beef.
Mm-hmm.
And now alcohol.
Shut up.
Well, we are almost at time. Any closing thoughts?
What was that? Are we Beavis and Butthead now?
Well, I mean, it's just like I asked you if there was any closing thoughts, and you're just been going. God
damn it! All right, thank you everyone who's come by. Lisa, Texas, Mandy. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your week.
Bye, everybody.